As I said, I imagine this is, because of the environment, pretty difficult to investigate and look into these things.
I agree. People that are not in the military really don't have the facility to go to the depths to investigate these things. That's why the Baltic Sea Anomaly is so fascinating, because there was an example of about 100 meters of water in the Baltic Sea. You have the discovery, I think originally on side-scan sonar, but you have the discovery of what looks to be this rounded anomaly, huge rounded anomaly, about 125 or so feet down. And then when they discovered it, it was, I think, Peter Lindstrom or Lindbergh discovered it. Ocean X is the team that was doing the surveys of it. Right. They were sending divers down, ROVs down, submersible craft, and they were taking photographs and video of it. There's a new documentary that's out about it.
Yeah, that is actually, Ocean X did that. It's linked up on my website, actually, if you want to check that out. It was just released in the last week or two. Definitely worth looking into.
Oh, yeah, of course. I mean, some of these images are fascinating.
Yeah, the artist renditions, based on the imaging that we have, I'll be damned if that doesn't look like a UFO.
Sure does. It sure does. There are a whole bunch of other theories, by the way, but it looks like a UFO. The theories are it's a natural formation, it's a natural rock formation, which kind of has become a passé theory because they've discovered metal. The University of Tel Aviv is doing metallurgical tests on samples they've taken up from that. And so there's metal there. So that's one problem with a natural formation. The other is that it has 90-degree angles and straight lines.
Well, the conclusion that they came to as well, one of these Israeli scientists determined that the metal had to be manufactured.
Right, that it was an alloy, exactly. And that's one of the problems with ancient megalithic sites, is that when there is something that had to be manufactured, where was the technology 100,000 years ago to do that manufacturing?
Well, they've dated it, too, and they said that it's, at least 14,000 years old? So there goes that.
Exactly. It's 14,000 years old, and so that is before biblical civilizations.
Okay, so here's my next question. What are the chances? I mean, because this made worldwide news a year or two ago, wouldn't you expect the powers that be to go down there and to try to cover the... I don't know if they'd be able to lift it. They'd be able to bring this thing to the surface and then whisk it off somewhere. I mean, as I said, it's made worldwide news. We all know it's down there. How are they going to put a lid on this if that's what they want to do?
My thought is that they wouldn't want to put a lid on it. That first of all, given the modern news cycle, things fade away very quickly. So, yeah, there's an anomaly in the Baltic Sea. Boy, I wonder what it is. Could it be a flying saucer? Could it be a city? Could it be an ancient civilization? Who knows, really? Who cares? I'm going to work today. So there's that. There's this natural kind of decay in a news cycle. I mean, nobody's having sex down there. There's no scandal with any politician down there. So really, it's not going to make that many headlines. Who's going to be running around chasing this thing? Oh, the UFO nuts, the tinfoil hat-wearing people. So you marginalize it. And
they've done a good job of that, by the way.
Right, and I don't have to concoct a theory about marginalization of stories like this. Just read the CIA's own, this is on the web, this is available to anybody, can read this, the CIA's own history of UFOs. You can read about it. It's not classified, and one of the things it says is that what the CIA did, if it had uncomfortable stories that it really didn't want circulated, was it marginalized the stories. Those talking about the stories are nutcases. And by the way, anybody in an official capacity who's talking about this thing, and in an official capacity it means you work for an academic institution that's getting government funds, you work for a government-sponsored observatory or a lab. You start talking out of school, those funds get cut off. And if those funds get cut off, guess what? You're out of work. So they've got a lot of controls over what kinds of stories get told, and so a story leaks out about some anomaly in the Baltic Sea, who cares? That's really my take on it. I think it's fascinating, but in terms of breaking the surface tension of the media, no pun intended, you're not going to see this thing up on Fox or MSNBC. Just not going to see it.